doing a reaction just isn't enough. I also figured out a way that Equestria Girls Season 2 is probably over already. Well, when it comes to music videos, while the choose your own endings and stuff like that, let's just say that COPPA really got to me. It had up to heel to the point that I really think that this is one of the reasons onto why Equestria Girls just hasn't been the same since this year and decade began. Now, this happened all last month when the whole COPPA thing took full effect. It looks like COPPA had one more side effect today with the, I can't spell that word, going live. According to the rules, videos cannot be leaked at the end of the videos for kids, which effectively breaks all the choose your own adventure Equestria Girls shots as they no longer have a link to click at the end. It's a mild thing since the series has have long since been over, but it's still another in the world of weird internet regulation. Thanks to Doggy for the heads up. So as you can tell, I really think that we're not going to get the last three choose your own endings from Equestria Girls, and I really think this is starting to become the biggest problem of why I think that COPPA needs to actually do some changes to at least make these videos actually happen. Because for one, I do not understand onto why COPPA just wants to completely remove all the videos at the end of a kid's video. Because for one, even if there are videos in the screen at the end, you need to understand that they can also be kids' videos, so you can actually put kid material stuff on there. But the fact that COPPA just is too strict with this kind of stuff, they just decide to, you know what, just screw it. We don't want any videos on the screen because we still think they're for adults and stuff like that. Even though that the channels dedicated to kids can easily remove the comments and stuff like that, but we don't care. You see what I mean? And the fact that YouTube Kids is still being overshadowed and being invisible, no pun intended, involving Wildflower Blush, really makes this whole COPPA thing affect even kids' stuff. I really didn't have an issue when it comes to kids' channels dealing with this situation, but when I looked at this for the first time, I think I really had to come a conclusion of how all this is affecting everything. And I'm really serious. Choose your own adventure in YouTube, not today. I'm really just speechless of what we just witnessed. And I'm really thinking that this is one of those reasons onto why Equestria Girls should probably not do a third, but to do that, they should just probably drop the entire choose your own endings. Because other than Let It Rain and Cheer You On, Sock It To Me, Tip Toppings, and Costume, I still can't spell that, are just completely questionable. And it really is saying a lot that the fact that these just came out in Discovery Family in August of last year, which was a half a year ago. It's honestly surprising that these three choose your own endings haven't been uploaded on YouTube, and now they're dealing with the situation that they can't be able to put the video endings at the end of their videos, which is just disappointing. But I will say this though, even though that it is kind of difficult to actually rethink about this situation involving COPPA, the only ideal I can think of Hasbro doing this is just put the video links in the description. Yeah, that's basically all I can think of, is just put the videos in the description so things will probably work out much more easier. I know it's kind of a stupid way to go to the description box on a kid's channel to do that kind of stuff, but that's really all I can think of. Even if kids aren't really interested into looking at this in the description box, even though I think that what parents are supposed to do in order to prevent any of this stuff from happening, It will at least give us the actual endings and actually have the choose your own adventure thing continuing on with Equestria Girls in some other way. It's just really, every time I actually think about this right now, I can easily think that Equestria Girls should continue on the third season, but if they're going to continue on even after Generation 5 came to an end, it's just either making specials again, 22-minute or 44 minutes, and just completely drop the digital shorts completely. Now, I didn't review the full season. I do have plans on doing that, but considering that I reviewed almost everything from season 2, the fact that COPPA is really affecting everyone, including this, and this actually took me this long to understand what was going on, it just gives me the understanding that COPPA needs to actually look at some of the stuff that it's been causing. I mean, it's been a month since this COPPA thing has been taking full effect on these channels, and all I can say is we should really at least make a stand and make a voice. I've already made my video about it around COPPA, and I'm so relieved that I completely changed my content for not for kids. Because as far as I'm concerned, for what is going on and what I've been doing right now, I'm honestly thinking that this is something that even people who have been working on kids' content should do. I know it's not the best idea and it's probably going to lead a lot of controversies, but when you completely wipe away all the options in these types of videos, and the fact that Hasbro has been doing this with Equestria Girls for almost 2 years at this point, and then it leads to a situation where they have no other choice, this COPPA thing better not be one of the reasons onto why Equestria Girls is officially ending. I mean, sure, there are other options to actually have Equestria Girls to continue, like I mentioned earlier, but this actually gave me some kind of interest on doing the first season of reviews of the first digital series, which is season 1. And the fact that we're not going to get any options into actually doing all this kind of stuff, at this point, COPPA really needs to actually have some kind of open mind to actually look at some of the stuff that is going on recently. The fact that we're not going to get any of this anymore, and the fact that it's just going to make things a lot more complicated and people to get used to, it will probably just ruin the entire concept of Equestria Girls and My Little Pony as a whole. Granted, My Little Pony Generation 5 is going to be for adults in the next year and a half, but at the same time, it's really difficult to actually take all this stuff seriously when everything is just completely causing so many situations because of COPPA. I don't know how long we're going to deal with this COPPA situation, but we can only hope that it can last a little shorter, because in the next month or so, they're going to actually read one of the comments that we messaged to them from the FTC website, where they allow us to put comments and ideas of how this is going to affect so many people in the future. But if they won't be able to understand what we're trying to say, then I honestly don't know what we're going to do next. I mean, like I said for so many times in this video, I only wish that COPPA would at least actually listen to us and actually give us what we want for the most. Because we have never caused some serious harm towards children whatsoever. And I'm not saying this because I'm ignoring Day 05 or people like that, because those type of people deserve some kind of punishment. The fact that content creators are suffering through this, and the fact that it actually took me this long to actually figure out the whole situation, it just gives me the conclusion that Equestria Girls won't be able to survive because of COPPA. If the fact that Pony Life and Equestria Girls are literally the only ones Hasbro has at the moment, and they're only doing this kind of stuff for videos and stuff like that, I'm honestly thinking that Hasbro should also make a voice for themselves and actually show COPPA on how it's affecting their channels and stuff. At this point, it's really sad to actually think that after all this time, and the fact that I actually survived a month, and the fact that I had to continue on this way because of COPPA, I really think that no one can be able to survive the situations involving COPPA. It's just really disappointing and depressing to actually see all this happening, and the fact that YouTube channels are going to get themselves completely broken if their channels or any of that kind of stuff get a cause from all this. That's really all I have to say from now. I'm Lonely Fanboy 4 here, and as much as I completely reviewed these Choose Your Own Endings months ago, I'm still thinking that COPPA really needs to be fixed and needs to be stopped no matter what, so we can actually get what we want. Because at this point, there's really no going back from this, and I'm honestly feeling a lot more speechless that people won't be able to get these videos anytime soon. These two videos, I can understand, but this, it's just sad. RIP Choose Your Own Endings from 2017 to 2019. If these did actually came up in 2017, the full season. I'm Lonely Fanboy for here, and then tomorrow I upload my next season 7 review of My Little Pony and MLP Marathon number 2.